it evermore. Liberia is my other joy, joy, loyalty, redemption. People who are called on it, we humble themselves, they've seen my face. I will rise and heal their nation. Liberia will rise again. Nation will come to your rising. I prophesy, kingdom will come to your life. Together, let's keep the peace.
Yes, together let's keep the peace. It is on Voice of Liberia 104.1 and other frequencies across Liberia. 90.7 Bone County, 89.7 Maggie County, 96.7 Grand Bassa County, 95.7 Lofa County. Welcome to the show on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. And today is the 20th day in the month of March, 2025. My name is Emmanuel Jala Griffith III. The nation's energy. Remember Jala Griffith chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk and never shall we fight. Fighting shall not be our portion, Nina Kuya. Nina Kuya, fighting shall not be our portion. And so, these are some of the issues we are looking at this afternoon. Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission arrests and releases Vice Commission Chair on allegation of corruption.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of
But George Yango says he's open to any kind of investigation they want to do because he has nothing to hide. He speaks of money laundering at the commission before he entered. Why he's been investigated for $300,000 plus. What went wrong at the Watch Commission? We shall find out. The asset recovery team in Liberia brings in international experts to boost asset recovery efforts. Property retriever as well. Two forensic experts are in the country to assist in tracing and recovering assets accrued through illicit means. Is Joseph Newman Bwaka selective in his fight against corruption? Why is he reneging in prosecuting officials dismissed and suspended? What is happening to the Emma Glasgow case? She is crying for justice. She thinks she was dismissed or suspended illegally, while someone has been appointed in her place. What has happened to Swakoko Dennis's case? What about Rachel Hoff? And the Air Tribal City all need justice. These are young people. They need to clear their names. What's going on? Supreme Court of Liberia is under the spotlight. This time around, accusation is being brought on them. Fingers have been pointed at the Supreme Court judges for manipulations, alleged manipulations by some people higher ups. Allegedly from the Majority Bloc, headed by Majority Speaker Richard Nangbe-Kun. Where lies the fate of J. Fonadi Kofa? We shall tell you. You need not to go away because the best is yet to come. Fingers are pointed to them that some higher ups in the party, unity party, and that of the Majority Bloc, are infusing huge amount of money to these Supreme Court judges to turn the case in their favor for perpetuation. You know, they want to perpetuate themselves. Allegedly, they are paying these monies to buy justice. But how true is that? We shall go through all of those. Co-host George, where he cannot be here today, he's on a special assignment and So we can ask you now to play the cash giveaway. Star 79 and star 90 hash. Play with 200 LD and win 10,000 bucks. Star 79 and star 90 hash. Play with $200 and win 10,000 bucks. But you will come back after this assignment to read or to do the draws for you. The more you play, the more you win.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands.
Oh yes, this was Liberia, and welcome to you all who have joined us on our live Facebook feed this afternoon. Where all you are, Winifred G. Dwell, welcome, and all of you, Joyce, Dominic Molu, welcome. I'll read all of your comments, and I come to my issues and discuss them bit by bit. Let's go to CRC with this song called Congratulations as he enters us into our broadcast this afternoon and our talking points.
I'm feeling the vibes with originalhits.com.
Download your favorite song at originalhits.com.
Man, you at 3 o'clock. A Liberian lawyer, a young Liberian lawyer. Master Grace will join us in studio. We shall talk the talk. There are some young people in the country who are now cleaning the major streets in Monrovia. I'm told there are 900 people brought on board through a pilot project sponsored by the SOEs, the state-owned enterprises. Welcome to the show on this beautiful day. Nina Kuya says, good morning, brother. I'm an end of Dakota Fargo. You're always joining us. Marcus Sao, good afternoon. My name is Marcus Sao, calling from Carter City, Magabe County. Are you Kurusao's brother? G. Winifred Dwyer. Good afternoon, Mr. Emmanuel Jala Greyfield. Good afternoon to you, Winifred. Jovis Dominic Molu from Vanyama City, Lofa County. My brother, how are you, Dominic Molu? Morphe Hine, good evening, brother. I'm watching from District 9, where one of the best lawmakers live, Representative Foko. Morphe Hine. Captain Wule Jedo, the proper defender. He has retreated from Monrovia to the southeast. I mean, man, you go make fun, eh? Captain Wule Jedo, they say the town high. You go on by the interior to make fun. It's better to make fun to be Monrovia doing that, man. The proper defender. Captain Wule Jedo said, good afternoon, Emmanuel Jala Griffith III. I'm following you from my transferred corner in Greenville, Sando County. E. Winifred Dwyer. Good afternoon, Mr. Greyfield, and good afternoon to the peace-loving people of Grand Juda County, to be precise, Bolokan District, my hometown. I'm following you from PHP Community. Thanks for the show. Please do a birthday treat for my friend, Famanta Dole. I don't see my address. Famanta, good afternoon, and happy birthday to you, Famanta Dole. Mohammed Eskamara, good evening to you, Mr. Greyfield. I join you from the United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi, but you think Waka that clan that? I understand that one.
I'm feeling the vibe with originalhits.com.
Duete, good afternoon from Minnesota, the USA, Mr. Greyfield. Duete, good afternoon. Nathan Pay, good afternoon, brother. I'm watching you from Santa Cruz City, Nima County, on Road Jackson M. Jusu. Good morning, Mr. Greyfield. I'm following the conversation from my Blackman community. While Never Kotu Never has joined us. Never Kotu, good afternoon, John. Watching from Morovia. Bishop Waka, full of people with 42 years experience. Emmanuel Judomo Moluba. Good afternoon, my brother Jala. I'm following you from 10th Street at office. Thanks for this information, he says. It's Rob Brown, man. Grand Bassa County correspondent, how are you? It's a good afternoon. A long time, he says. How is Superintendent Kai Johnson? Convey my sentiments to him, my best wishes. I've been calling, I can't get him. Brabi Mba. Good afternoon, Mr. Griffith. Following the live broadcast from Bujo Island, it is pitiful that the RAJ speaker is flying up and down in the region to see recognition. Salia M. Nye. Good afternoon, Bozo, Liberia. I'm following from that's capital bypass. Prince Gay Wogbe. Good afternoon, Mr. Grayfield. I'm watching live from the township of West Point. Welcome to the country where police killing innocent motorcyclists. Thanks for the show, he said. Roland Masan Kayach Sr. Good afternoon, Mr. Grayfield. Joining you from Grand Bassa County. We can trust Supreme Court, but we are watching the process. O.P. O'Neill Johnson has joined us. He said, good afternoon, John. Harriet Lila Brisbane and Alfonso Brisbane are joining us from Penzo City. Welcome to the show. Supernoon Toby. Watching from Dubai, the movement, the Supreme Court rule in favor of the Constitution. Automatically, all those guys will be apprehended for unlawful running in the country by the affairs of the state by passing the budget. UILTM Sapigli.
.com.
Watching from Banga City, Bon County. Sarah T. Johnson, good afternoon. I'm watching you from Totota. Sarah, how are you? How is Totota? I is my friend Olano Kolimili. Bill Sankali. Good afternoon, Bosso, Liberia. I'm following from Ministerial Complex, Congo Town. Welcome to the show. It's a Jala Greyfield's presentation, a one-man show on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. But I can trust you that tomorrow, George Waish will be here tomorrow to bring you all the bits and pieces. Welcome back to the show. My name is Kiang Balakuli. Or you call me Nyale One Tukao. In Pele, when you say Nyale One Tukao, it means the panda seed on the head of the cat. Only the stupid rats are placed around it. Khalifa Holler is snake and laugh. Have you seen a snake laugh before? It never laughs. Every time a snake laughs, it wants to bite. So I have all these beautiful Pele names with one Loma name. And that one is Zobo Woma, the son of a warrior. And the son of a warrior fears nothing but to do wrong. My great-grandfather, Zobo Woma, was a warrior in Lofa County. The story behind him, when I said to you some days, I said the other day, the man was living. Before he died, he turned into a leopard and ran into the bush, right in a cocoa farm. Young people surrounded the leopard and killed the leopard a day after the woman died. So that leopard was used as a meat for the town. For the whole month, the people fed on that leopard. And he was a short old man. You know, that's what my father told me. But welcome to you, Moiman Sherman, watching from UBA, Liberia. Moiman Sherman, which UBA are you? Moiman Sherman, welcome to you, my dear. Harris J. Saki. Hi, big brother Jala. I'm following you from Kakata City. Thanks for the show. James Labert, watching from West Point. God is good to me. S.P. Davis. The motorcyclist will forever regret these or women discussions to vote for Boakai and his gangsters, he says. So welcome. So yesterday, I followed the discussion with the AACC arrest of Mr. George Nyango, who happens to be the head of the Watch Commission. He was arrested, and he said his office was invaded by AACC people and police behind him. He was asked to leave his office, and he walked with the guys downstairs. He was taken to the AACC for investigation. But the AACC itself has come out with some information that the Watch Commission honoring Mr. George Nyango is one of the most corrupt institutions. Over $300,000 have vanished. They are investigating him. They wrote him to come. He didn't go. On so many occasions, he didn't go. But I hear you say he was written, but the person who wrote the letter to him was not the letter did not carry the signature of the LACC boss. So he never respected the letter. But due to his alleged refusal to go to the LACC, led the LACC to have brought police people to have him arrested. And that power lies in the hands of the LACC. They now have a prosecutorial power given to them by the government. I think it was a order given by the president, executive order. So he went there, and what went on, they released him. Now he comes back in an interview with my twin brother Clarence Jackson on the morning show today that 1.5 million was stolen from the commission by his predecessors. He said, oh, you're calling me for 300,000, but the other people out there, they stole 1.5 million in money laundering. So in short, Mr. Nyango is saying to us in plain language, yes, I say I'm corrupt, but what were the other people that were there first? They stole 1.5 million in money laundering. Why aren't cashing LACC? That supposes to me that's what Mr. Nyango is arguing here. That the money he stole or he has allegedly stolen from the commission is infinitesimals to the amount of 1.5 million that was allegedly stolen by his predecessors. Any wise person who listened to that interview this morning with that man on Clarence Jackson's show will think the same way and analyze the same way I'm analyzing. Yes, 300,000 is stolen or more. But yes, I agree. But how about the other people that were there first? They stole 1.5 million too. Why ain't catching? He said, yet I'm being investigated, but after my investigation, I will also open this up. Prior to this investigation, Mr. Prince Crippler, a very intelligent young man who worked at the commission, raised these allegations against Mr. Nyango, and Mr. Nyango saw that as a means of honor being undermined. So Prince Crippler was dismissed by the commission chair. He left, he went to the States, but he forwarded this information to the LACC. There is something they call working evidence. If you have an evidence against Jala Gravy, who is the head maybe of he's a finance minister or so, when you know that you have the information, you need not to go to him, give that information to the LACC. They have the right to come investigate you or me. They will call you for investigation. So that's what Mr. Prince Crippler did. He went and he pointed to this and said, this man has this corruption web on him. You are please investigate him. The last time we checked, Anase Mame, who is the head of Central, they contacted the LACC on this matter. But the LACC told them that they were overwhelmed with a lot of cases. And I agree. I agree the LACC is overwhelmed. You cannot be investigating one story or one corruption allegation against somebody, then you leave and jump on the other one. So I agree. But a speedy disposal of these investigations are also needed so as to promote cases. Mr. Nyango has acknowledged, and he wrote something on Facebook I want to read. Let me get, if my time can permit me. He writes back, acknowledging that he welcomes investigation of the LACC, by the LACC rather. I'm trying to go to his post, but let me say welcome to you, Mr. Oliver. KOK, welcome. So he writes, this week, we are seeing the most important action taken by the LACC to investigate media reports by certain individuals that there has been corruption at the National Watch Commission in managing funds received through its national budget of 2024. We welcome the investigation. It will vindicate us of any financial wrongdoing as is being presented by uninformed individuals. We additionally call on the LACC to look into formal complaints by the commission into imprudent financial processes at the commission before our tenure. So you see that? So now he's justifying that even though he say I sold 300,000, but I'm not small money I leave it. The big one that other people stole there, that Bobby Whitfield then stole, you go after Bobby Whitfield then first. You when you catch him, you go come to me. It reminds me of things fall apart. There was a man called Okongo in that book. I read it in ninth grade when Bill Twawe, who is now Senator of Monserrat, was Riverside, was teaching me in St. Zero Catholic School in ninth grade. This man called Okongo had a father called Inoka. Then and Okongo's son was Inoi. So this man was a debtor. He was an Agbala. And Agbala is a lazy man or a weakling or worthless, empty person. And a fulifu, in other words. And a fulifu is in a Igbo dialect is a worthless, empty person. So he was just passing out crediting from people every day, crediting from people every day. So one day, this old man called, I forget, Ibusi, has gone to him to ask him about his debt he owed. Then he got up and drew a long line on the wall of his house. And drew a long line again that was just, shorter than the first line. Then he drew another line shorter than the second line. He said, you see that line up there? I owe Mr. Jala Griffin, for example, I owe him $500. I'm not paying. You see the other line there? That other line. I owe him $200. I'm not paying him. So when I pay other kind debt and I pay Jala Griffin debt, then I will come to you and pay your debt. Please give me time. In other words, that is what this old man is saying here. Even though you say I corrupt, I stole money, but yeah, please wait. You're going to investigate a big case before you come to me. That's what it tells me. But Mr. Nyango was spared yesterday. He was blessed. I recall vividly. Many of you listening will know what I'm going to talk about when I say you know it already. During the time this man called Abba Brople served the LT as commissioner, he was accused of corruption in the Ellen government. What happened? At the time, the LACC did not have a prosecutorial power. They were a limp dog. What they do is when they get a case, they file the court, and the court prosecutes you. On this day, it was on a Saturday or so, I didn't have invited Mr. Albert Broder to appear before that. He didn't go there. LACC men moved for police officers on the Corridor by Road. That woman was my friend. I used to host a Radio Verita talk show. I was presenting topical issues at the time when Francis Sewell left. I was presenting topical issues that morning, that on a Friday. When the LACC moved in, they arrested that old man. They broke into a house. I mean, they broke into the windows. They grabbed him like a criminal and handcuffed him at his back and threw him in the back of a pickup truck and sped out with that truck straight to Bombing County. There he was being tried. When they saw that the case, I think at the different dimension, I think they diverted that case to Banga or so. At the time, the LACC did not have a prosecutorial power. Now they have it. By now, you said that Omen should have been handcuffed. Put in handcuffed. But this is what I want to say to the president. Mr. President, when these kind of allegations come against any of the officials, that in the case of the LACC, the best thing to do is to have the head of that entity suspended until the case is looked into, because the possibility of him tampering with the evidence is very high. He can stay right in there and manipulate it. There's something called QuickBook in the accounting book called QuickBook. That man has some tree in that area. He can go into the file and destroy certain evidence that you'll not find it anytime, any day. So the commission boss, Mr. George Nyango, and all of those people in the finance area should be investigated. Thoroughly, but they should be suspended first. Because when they stayed there, they will manipulate the evidence. They will destroy evidence. You'll find nothing against them. They will walk out with $300,000+. When we say these things, we're not saying it because we want to just be critical of the government. But there are bad apples in the government. If they do wrong, the wrong raps on the other people who are good people in the government. It's not everybody in the government are wicked people, are bad people, are corrupt people. There are some very good gentlemen in this country who are good people. In my TV Park's voice, there are more good people like than bad people. The same way the we are government has some bad people too. The same way the government of Joseph Boga get bad people too. We have some very good people. There are some bad people too. Every state don't have bad people. But the ability to bring the bad people to book is what we need now. When we say these things, we're saying it for the record so that the government can take action and weed these corrupt people out and bring good people. Mr. President, my 1 cent take on this matter. Let me welcome George Watkins Jr. Good afternoon. Everyone, I'm following from my comfort zone in District 3, Montserrat County. April B. Kroma. Good afternoon, Big Brother Jala. I joined the conversation from my office. This Islamic Youth for Intellectual Change at the Iron Factory area. Ruben say, good afternoon, Mr. Jala Grayfield. I'm following you from Kakata City, Magibi County. Elijah K. Colley has joined us from somewhere. He said, thanks for the show. Jala, thank you guys for the show. I'm watching from Bytown. Tobasi, Christopher Gloti Tobasi. What sets America apart from Liberia is when judges see the American president engaging in constitutional violation, they stop him immediately. But this can never happen in Joe Walker government, Liberia. Never, he says. I will come back and read some of your comments. I'm overwhelmed with these comments coming in. John David Nakla Yakbaulo, watching from Banga City, welcome. Prince Jito, welcome from somewhere in District 3. He said, Heavenly Jam watching. Hazard 10. How big Jala is Hazard 10. Zibunu Toby, I will come, I read your comment area. Let me move in. There are information we are getting from reliable sources. And one of Liberia's biggest newspapers broke the news this morning. The Front Page Africa is reporting about moves by the majority speaker or the regime speaker, as he called himself. He gave himself the name regime speaker. So I have no, I can't say anything about that. Or I will call him the same name he called himself. That they are making some efforts behind the scene to bribe the Supreme Court bench. The higher hands in the Unity Party and within the majority speaker's bloc have reached out to some of the judges on the Supreme Court bench. Already I'm getting information that 2 of the associate justices of the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court Chief Justice are not speaking to each other. They are not speaking to each other. Some of them are dissatisfied about the first ruling of the Supreme Court that was so ambiguous that brought us so far in this mess. If you listen to George Yamik Bitz's oration in Kanta or Nima County, when he said they put out the speaker, they get a number, and the other have the number, they get a speaker, and it's utter viral whatsoever. The way he spoke, it was based on the frustration that came as a result of the ruling first that made the 2 parties dancing. So in my mind, he might just be one of those who is not speaking to the Chief Justice. There are 2, I'm told, by reliable sources in the judiciary, that there are 5 men on the bench, but 2 are not speaking to the Chief Justice, and she doesn't speak to them too. So it means that the whole Supreme Court is in. Come get this phone, my man. Hey, my man, come get the phone. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit distracted by this number called George here.
I can see. All the good God do for me. I pay your blessing to plant me and I get cut up to do. You open the made a way.
Welcome back to the show. So the 2 justices are not speaking to the Chief Justice. So the information we're getting now is that the information we're getting here is that they are not speaking to each other. So it makes the bench not fully cooperating with each other, the members rather. So Front Page Africa is reporting this day that Mr. Kuhn Block and others from the ruling party are now moving towards the Supreme Court to bribe them to rule in the favor of the majority. But listen, yesterday, I interviewed Marvin Cole on Tuesday, and he was very emphatic in his conversation. He said, Jala, if the court rules in our favor, and the executive decided to do business with the majority and ignore the court's ruling, this country will be ungovernable. I had the voice here. And after he spoke, citizens from the district, they started calling. And he said he has the capacity at Marvin Cole, he alone. He can put 10,000 people in the street of Banga because his district 3 lies in the heart of Banga. So if the man puts 10,000 people in the street of Banga, cars are not moving to Kanta, cars are not coming to Monrovia, it stalls economic activities in our country. I was listening to King's FM News after a while driving to town, and I heard that the guys on Negro Town, that's a district where Wawili people comes from. They are planning to stage a demonstration. If the House of Representatives cannot go back and reverse the decision they took to remove or to suspend their members, they have been very clear. They've been very clear. So 22 members or 28, they were 29, right? So 25 now, stay with Speaker Kofa, in battle Speaker Kofa. So if all of those 25 lawmakers decide to put 10,000 people in a district, so you have Abu Kamara, his suspension has been lifted. You have Papi Flomo, you have Jeke Kolba, you have Foko, and all the other guys. Each of them say, we just put 10,000 in the street. The whole country will be in big mess. I have not seen a protest here before that paralyzed this country movement before. The protest I saw when the Ever Widows blocked the streets of Monrovia on a fateful day, on a fateful morning. They were pounding cassava leaves, they were pounding pepper, they were pounding what food the group can eat. KOK, what kind of food can eat? That what palm butter. They were pounding palm on the street of Monrovia. I had my late baby solo that time, one small Honda. I was coming outside in the traffic for almost a whole day. I packet. I don't know about Benio. I tried to go to Radio Veritas because I read news at 2 o'clock that day. 1:45. Trumpet. That was one of the biggest protests we saw here. The women could not move. They alleged that Ellie was owing their husband, she got to pay the money or else they will not move. We don't want to see such a protest again. But again, it impugns on the integrity of the Supreme Court. If these information are coming from reliable sources and if it's being brought into by one of the biggest newspapers in this country called Front Page Africa, you cannot take it lightly. So the Supreme Court now should do the right thing. Do not listen to anybody. Nobody will come and impugn on your character by bribing you. Listen to the voice of reason. Listen to the number of people who are crying and complaining about injustice in the country towards embattled Speaker Kofa and make a decision. Others are watching us. Our international partners are watching. The rule of law is being killed. It's being buried, according to them. And we're seeing it. A court ruled, then two sides are in a conflict, are fighting, but they said they all won. The country is so small to be divided this way. The cash giveaway *79 and *90 hash. Play with 200 and win $10,000. *79 and *90 hash. Play with 200 and win $10,000. Let me move in. Anthony Master Gracefield will be my guest in the next few minutes. So, Emma Miete Glasgow, Swakoko Dennis, Richard Hoff of the LRRC, and others have been crying foul for justice. They were suspended, and I said to people in this country before, right after Mr. Boakai's two other suspension and replacement of other people, I said, when Boakai suspends you, that dismissal is equated to dismissal. So when they suspend you, don't be happy. Say, I will 17 and go back. You see what happened to Steve Zago? That Boakai's own nephew there. The man was Liberty Party man, but he was supporting Joseph Boakai. He now supported Liberty Party candidate. He has been with Boakai all the years. Corruption allegation comes on him. I have not seen all of the investigative reports and have been released. He was suspended for 3 months. What happened? Boakai has suspended him, has dismissed him by replacing with someone else. I want a cat eating the own baby. So if he did wrong, you are dismissing him. We don't know on what counts you dismiss him on. But if he was involved in corruption, the best thing is you bring the man to be prosecuted to clear his name. Emma Glasgow, for example, Roslyn Dennis is accused of stealing money from no car and buying 2 big cars. That one, but she disgraced herself. The way they whisked her off from the car, said she couldn't believe it. There are young people who have worked in previous government. They were serving in government of your government, Mr. President. Emma Mete Glasgow. For her, she has said very emphatically that her hands are clean. You said the board of directors informed you through an investigative report that she was involved in financial malfeasance. But she is the secretary of the board. How did the board meet to have her investigated before reports are given to you? And she, who is the secretary general of the board, was not there. Now, who is the board? That's her concern. And if these are the concern of Emma Glasgow, why didn't you acquit me with the findings? Now you are relieving me of the position by further fact by appointing Cyrus Sigbe. It means I'm not going back there. But why can't you prosecute her and prosecute the other people that you have dismissed or suspended for allegation of corruption? I think in my mind it will be so prudent to look in this matter, let the LCC take siege of this matter, and look into the findings. If they were corrupt, for which you have suspended them, let us know. If they were not involved in corruption, they need to declare, because these are young people. She said 35 years old, as a young 35 years old woman. See the transformation she did at NAFA. NAFA was housed before then, it was called the Fishery Department. It was housed just opposite Freeport there, around Freeport, opposite the adjacent City Brother, right? Or what is it? Yeah. At the time I used to work at Talking Drum Studio, the office was just where they had St. Joseph Company. So NAFA office at the time called Fishery Department was just opposite that place. There was one small type building in charge at the time. Up to the time I left Talking Drum and went to Radio Veritas. It went and then gradually has transformed, and Emma Glasgow has brought serious transformation to that area. I'm not saying that anybody else can do it, but she's crying for justice, Mr. Boakai. That she's been dismissed and she needs her need to be clear. Because she's so young, she might be offered the opportunity to work anywhere, but if she applies, maybe the people say you got to clear your name first. The same applies to Swako Dennis, Richard Harv, and others. So what about Numa Lane? The man who's supposed to be the brother of Joseph Nyeman Boakai, who is internal affairs minister. He has been accused of Safoni allegedly over $400,000 just to renovate office. The reports are there. Since that report came out, almost going to 1 month, it's dying now. Ellen Johnson said to us in this country, Liberian people can only talk in 1 week time after 1 week it dies down. So you might say, you'll be there. Y'all just talk after 1 week it will die. And it has died down. Nobody talking about it again. So there are several instances of corruption some places. So our eyes need to be there. Let's see what goes on wrong there and prosecute those people. Because if you're just going after a few people and prosecuting them and leaving other people out, it means that the fight against corruption is a illicit fight. I listened to Centaur boss, and I said, my man, he said, the government is selective. The government is selective. Now, let me end with the asset recovery. I listened to Councillor Martin this morning on state radio. He talked about bringing experts in the country. I think the expert was on the radio with him this morning, 2 white men. But he said, whatsoever they have come for, the Liberian government will not be paying money for them to do what they want to do, which is a good news. It's a good move. For me, I believe that those who committed political sins on this country must face their day in court. But from the weird time to early time to Boakai time, asset recovery is important. Anybody who was involved in stealing our country's resources and also material, cars and other things. Sorry, I have a cold. Those materials need to be retrieved. But this retrieval should not just start on George Weah time. It will be seen as a witch hunt. Go back to the time Unity Party when Joseph Nyeman Boakai was vice president. There are some people when Weah government took over, They were running our cars around here. Emmanuel was a youth advisor to Ellen Johnson, said he died now. His wife used to be with the same agencies before. What is his name? The young man was caught with a car, a Land Cruiser Jeep that was around $65,000. Mary brought arrested him right here in front information ministry. No, around the information ministry. They arrested him right there with a car and took the car for him. When they asked him, he said the car was bought. He had lived off their usefulness, but the car had 2 years of car. Many of these guys took cars and crossed the border with them. So this whole thing about asset recovery is a good one, Mr. President. And what I would say to you, Mr. President, is to empower the team to do more. I heard you say the other day, all the money they need to have asset recovery done, they should go to the finance ministry to give to them. But as the finance minister gives you the money, do not be selective in recovering those assets. It's important. It should start from the days of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to the days of George Manenwea and up to now. Once you do that, people will not see your action as being witch hunt. They will see you as being fair. And thanks to Clamartin too, for his fast sightseeing, to have invited these people to come here. He scattered them out to come, but I don't know how it will work. They say they are forensic investigators. They are experts. So I don't know what the business name over there. They can just put lenses on an eye and put it on a field there. They spy to Africa Coast and see whether somebody carry a car there. And Jala Gravy carry there. They say that Jala Gravy carry that car there. Or my finger people, they say all what kind. That's a good sherry. Oh, that wisdom blooding. You know? So I don't know how to do it. It's forensic. I don't know how they would do it. But they were explaining it to us. I caught them late on ERBC this morning. But I'll say follow them up to know how this whole investigation will be done, or the asset recovery. To be in the country, to know how people got access to illicit means. That's a good one. But again, the onus is on the government to give the relevant support to the asset recovery team to do its work. Having said that, I would like to activate the phone lines to have an interaction with you for 10 minutes. When Master Griffith comes, we go through a conversation that has to do with young people empowerment. Over 900 young people have been given jobs. It's not permanent jobs to clean the streets of Monrovia. Where is the money coming from to pay them? Let's have a conversation. 0773 419 502. 0555-184-711, 0773-978-564 are the numbers to call me on. Let's have a conversation. But keep playing the cash giveaway. Star 79 and star 90 hash. Play with 200 and win $10,000. The first caller is on the line. Hello, caller. Where do you call from? What's your name?
Jana, this is David King.
David King, you have just 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is President.
You are on a motorbike?
No, I'm in my room anyway.
Oh, there was a room flipping through the phone, that's why.
Yeah, you see, Jana, I am very much disturbed by the news that you are giving concerning our justices code. I think the state of our country depends on the people because where we are now, the executive, the legislature can desire peace. It is only the judiciary will depend to restore calm among the citizenry. But if we are hearing that some guy from the so-called majority bloc have gone to bribe some of the justices on the bench so that they can rule in favor of them, and where are they taking this country? But let me say this before you have no character, have a longer, do not.
David, your line is bad. Can you change your location and call back? Yeah, that's in the next call. David got a call back later. Welcome. How are you? Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I know Uncle Chala. This is Boniface Jibril, son of radio person. I like to say Jibril.
Oh, okay, Mr. Jibwe, how are you? How's the woman coming on now?
She started the only thing was situation getting worse every day. Off.
All right, you call me after the show. Share my second talk. Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, Uncle Chala, I want to say thanks to the young people that are cleaning the street. You know, when I was talking to Jonathan on the children program, all the things that I was really pushing a lot of times for this kids.
Okay.
But in Liberia problem, because I was involved in the presidential before the election, to do the job is fun. I want to just frustrate the children because at the end of the day, when you give us service, it's time for you to get what you really deserve. They won't do it. At the end of the day, you see people how to protest for that money. So it's a fun gesture. I hope that those guys are putting them together, labor to their promises for them. It shouldn't be as business as usual. Because the country is for every one of us. We have to come together as you to clean this place. And I want to say hats off to them, to keep us supporting them.
I agree with you because I know Dream at Ellen Johnson Salute time, they were giving vacation jobs to students here. And those students, they got loose in this town, and they went to start students, the Ministry of Finance. Oh, you were there too? Wow. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, my brother, Jigwe. The next caller is there. Welcome.
Yeah, how are you? Yeah, want to call.
How are you? Is that a man from Grand Bassa County?
Your fellow brother from Grand Bassa County.
Okay. How Preston Street this afternoon?
Good evening. I thank you for your platform this evening or this afternoon. Mr. Griffin, let me tell you, the life of the Liberian people lies in the hands of the Supreme Court now, as we speaking.
Okay.
Anything that happened here in Liberia, that Supreme Court they will hold. So if the 5 judges that on our bench, if they love this country and love the citizens of this country, we want them to come up with a flying color. But if they just make mistake, look, anybody say sumo go fire whatever, but it's sumo, there's fire there. And the interview they to the representative, people, they will listen to it, and I knew what would happen, and I know what would go in this country. So the Supreme Court, I was asking that area, we listen to them, Wednesday or Friday, anything they come away, anything that happens in the country, will hold them responsible. Thank you for your.
All right, Mac Bemini from Grand Bassa County. Thank you. Let's see the next caller. Welcome. How are you? Hello, caller. Welcome. How are you?
My name is ERXP Philip. I'm calling from Togo Village.
Anyway, go ahead. Let's go ahead.
I want to ask the people who was like they say they will go protest for their representative. They say your representative recognize me as because they can't go protest.
The what?
You could tell people who say they recognize the man as hot speaker, but now the men are training their representative. So how you will call him now?
Well, how do you call who now?
Yeah, the man speaker the way he's training there. So they're going to talk to that representative, and the representative go back to session.
Okay, thank you. The next caller is here. Hello, welcome. Hello. Caller, are you there? Anthony Maswell Grace has arrived here, very immaculate this afternoon, in a turbo suit, you know the guys from the Southeast. I think about something about Noah. Hello, welcome.
Good afternoon, Sujara.
Good afternoon, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
My name is Richard Chief, calling from Grand Bassa, Bigana City.
Or BR City, welcome, my brother.
You see, it's your honor, Sharon, you would listen to 2 persons speaking to her on the Supreme Court bench. So she would jeopardize the Liberian people hope. Then she will be making mistakes. So let she forget about the 2 persons who speak to her honest video and look at the reality and tell the Liberian, tell the 2 parties that you is wrong or you is this. On the Friday that the Liberian people are listening to. Other than that, they will take they should take their side to be blamed. Anything happen in this country, they should hold themselves responsible. Thank you.
All right. The next caller, welcome. Let's hear it quickly.
Hello, Jala.
Good afternoon, welcome. What is the name?
Yeah, my name is Sarah too. I join you from the Electoral District 1, Grand Bassa.
Okay, District 1, go ahead.
So, Jala, let me say, I just want to say a brief word that anything that happens in this country, those who will be the cause, the first will try to run behind. Because you can pause, we can be suffering all the way, we can be suffering already, then at the same time, they want to cause problems. So any attempt, if anything spark out, those who will be the cause, I think they will be the first who will start to chase around here. Thank you. They should know that we are sensible enough.
Okay.
The one we did here, we're just kidding, both we were kidding each other. But this time around, those who will cause the problem will run behind you in the
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's talk, and never shall we fight. You know, always Jala Griffith chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and we'll not fight. There's a caller here, George. Let's have this caller in while you're trying to plug in Master Griffith's name in the topic. Hello, welcome.
Hello?
Hello, welcome. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Yeah, Mr. Jara, my name is Abraham.
Cement notice in Habel.
Yeah.
Let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah, Jara, it's the first thing I want to say. They because you not tell people, the finance minister not tell people say you have to pray. Go be pray. We don't you not we don't and they want to get everything get put by. We not take it.
So because of bad figure, let's leave that.
Problem solving go we say that we be looking at it. When they try
No, my man. Let's not threaten the peace here, man. No, I can't take that. But man, let's allow peace to reign in this country. It's not because our political disagreement we have all these things. We can say all the other thing about politics and say this and this. We don't care for going back to war or disturbances. Because if you disturb the peace, our children will not go to school. The lawyers will not go to court to plead cases. The journalists will not come to what to read news on the radio or to inform you. Let's take that call, my friend. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. How are you?
Not bad, big brother Jara.
Is that Hussein Kiawu?
Yes, this is Kiawu.
Okay.
I join you from District 2 in Jacobstown.
Okay.
Religiously following the conversation.
Okay.
But let me say this. The finance minister spoke literally. When you say we should pray, it doesn't mean you have to pray.
Please speak to the issue I'm discussing. Let the finance minister think.
No, I just thought to...
No, I didn't discuss finance minister here. That mentor your own. If you finish, go ahead. That's what we're talking here.
Okay, so I wanted to make that clear, but since you said...
No, but I didn't discuss finance minister thing here. So that man just call him, talk about finance minister to my prayer. So I'm talking about prayer being here. Let's talk, they want to talk.
Okay, yeah, so for me, I'm hopeful that this government will succeed. I know there are challenges in different sectors, but it is only a responsible government that will tackle some of those challenges and minimize them or curtail them.
Okay.
And the president and his lieutenants are hopeful, are optimistic that the challenges of our Liberian people will be resolved in the subsequent time. This is why the president is taking actions in every sector of our country. And for you to have democracy to exist, you have to have the rule of law being respected.
And so is the rule of law being respected now?
Not 100%. I would not want to tell you 100%, but there are some sanity now in the justice system. When you look at anti-graft institutions, have been strengthening and giving some independence to functions. The LTC now can move in any agency or any ministry and have an audit and implement some of the audit reports. That is independent. That is the political will. So the president is not sitting and watching things to go bad.
Okay.
He trusted people to serve in different areas.
All right.
But he does not leave them to just do their own thing. But
Thank you, Hussein. You made your point. Okay,
yeah, so thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, welcome to the next caller. Hello. Oh, the caller gone off. I will take a break and read some of your comments and we'll come to Tiklo Master Grisby. We're taking a few minutes past 3 o'clock. Hello, welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I cut you off. Sorry, the next caller, welcome. Good afternoon. You have 30 seconds to make your case.
Yeah, let me say thank you to you for and this is the word of Father.
Okay.
The choices of the country now is not here. But some former president where we give you to see the choices is stronger. But this government is not even for the citizens of the country. They are doing something on a daily basis. So I don't expect good justice system to prevail on the communication on Wednesday.
All right.
We should
Thank
so
you.
we said we'll go and run out. So we pray that everything should be normal. Thank you for the program this afternoon.
All right. The next caller, welcome. I will take one more call after this and go to my guest. Hello, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Is that Padukome?
Yes, thank you. My name is Michael Kotomo.
Oh, Mata Kotomo, welcome.
Yeah, and I joined you this afternoon for Central Morville.
That's what I say is when it comes to statement, these are very cool. Very cool have no cost. They don't care the freedom.
Okay.
The ruling of the Supreme Court, when the Supreme Court made this, the legislature, they are going to look at it. That plays the political.
Your line is so bad. Thank you. Let me tell the last caller. Your line is bad. Hello, welcome. I'm okay, sir. Welcome. What's your name? Where do you call from?
Okay, I'm invited on Nina Divan CFO political apostle, and I call from district number 16.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Okay, this evening or afternoon, let me comment you, but I realize I listened to your expose. You were expanded lengthily, but I realized I just called this evening to the kind of, because like some of our guys who are calling, who making threat to this nation, I think that it is not a good thing. And then there are times too, I see some hypocritical attitude from you, Jared Griffey, because some of the threats coming from this guy is in your interest. You guys are behaving as innocent. You are not in support of these kind of things because.
All right, you have 30 seconds out. Thank you. You have the right to disagree with me. Let me go and read through the comments. Let me welcome Master Chris with the Sound of Country song. I don't know, how do you understand the sample? Mr. Andrew T. Nangwe says, Jala, please ask Hussein, what about the rule of law that has been trampled upon by President Boakai? Zawe Bole Gati, watching from Zurich Grand Judah County. Rabi Mba, welcome against all alleged pressures from the executive and the RLJ group. The honorable, if you know, you want to just tease you. Master Chris, all about that song for you, man. Let me just read the comments coming. I saw Mr. Andrew Taylor, Samuel Sampson, welcome. Samuel Sayer, welcome. Fatu Sherry, welcome. Brabi M. Biles joining us from Providence, Rhode Island, the USA, welcome. I can read all of the comments. Just leave them. I'll read them for you later. Mali M. Gadi, welcome, Mali. You and your daddy, Emmanuel, and that of Mom Mary, welcome. Jacqueline Washington, hey, Mr. Jala Griffith, how are you, Jacqueline? A former law enforcement officer in Liberia residing in the USA. Mas Esipelu, good morning from Australia, Jala Greyfield. Let me see. I think I'm bringing live. Lavocious Wallerty Wayne, welcome from Arizona, the USA. John Smo, welcome from Bopol City. Abraham Sia, welcome. Colinda Screen, welcome from Buchanan, and all of you. Let me see if I can find a sound of this song. Yeah, I want to play one sound of this song. Let me tell me a minute. Because I don't tell you make it speak sample. Yeah, that guy. Let me find one. I'll find one sample. Yeah, I don't know if you can put sweet sample or crew. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna find a sample song. Now crew can speak. So welcome to the show. It's on Voice of Liberia 104.1 other frequencies across Liberia, 90.7 in Bon County, 89.7 in Maikibi, 96.7 Bassa, and 95.7 Lufa. But the cash giveaway, $10,000 is being given out today. 79 and hash star 79 and star 90 hash, play with 200 and win $10,000. Welcome to the show. You know, the other day I spoke about some. I'm not taking calls and all the lines are ringing. Just I was driving along the Peninsula Belt, and I saw young people in reflective jackets removing the dikes on the drainages and cleaning the sidewalk and all of those. Went to Jacobtown, saw similar thing, and I got concerned as to who is doing this work and who initially it is. So I thought to reach out to Master Grace because I heard his name on one of the shows being talked about the same issue I'm talking about. So I thought to reach out to him. And the purpose of calling here is to look at what is happening. But first of all, let me say welcome to him as well.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. The last time I came here, I think it was 2023.
Can you turn his mic? Please turn his mic. It's better now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, the last time I visited the studio was in 2023. So
Will you put that mic? It's on. Okay, let's go.
thank you.
Okay.
Great.
Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's a pleasure to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I had the privilege to visit the studio months ago, but I think it was in 2023.
Okay.
So it's equivalent to almost 2 years now. But
Yeah, well, how have you been, man? Long time. We have not talked. You know, you were so involved with the campaign process and all of those. The campaign has ended, and Master Gracie has I been seen in so many times. I try to get up to you saying Sando,
Okay.
but I heard that you were around. So how's life with you?
I'm wonderful. I've been very active with my legal practice.
Okay. Are you a counselor now?
Now, I'm attorney. I'm sure I've been admitted in the last program at the Supreme Court, but I was very engaged with one competitive process.
Mm-hmm.
I could not be doing two things at the same time. Yeah, so I'll be sitting the Supreme Court test this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how have they been with you? Because I know since you left the small uncommissioned election came, you were so active in some aspect. People felt that you were either supporting the CDC or you're supporting the Unity Party. You made some very good moves, and you have been criticized in the public by the public that they thought that you were betraying George Weah at the time. I'm just, it's a sad talk. Now we'll go to the right thing I'll call you for. And they thought that you were playing some games. What was it like?
Final time, let's talk politics. Let's talk the 2023 politics. I will not want to utilize the time available for the SOE to talk politics because it's good. I'm prepared for the conversation.
Okay, we'll find time for that.
Find time.
Now, Master, tell us about this whole program. Where did the idea come from, and whose initiative it is?
I think it's an idea of the government. Many actors in the government of President Bouaka, but the lead person has been the managing director of FPRC, Honorable Amos Toye. I've been providing support to the office of the MD for over a year now. Since
Oh, you are there as what? As a consultant?
yes, I've been in the role of consultant in the MD office since March of 2024.
Okay.
So I've been there for a period of time, and he's engaged with a lot of leaders across the political divide in Liberia. And his aspiration is to see the government succeed. And he has a very good relationship with his colleagues across different institutions, and a very good relationship with Excellency President Bouaka. So part of the way he thought that we could find an avenue for integrating more young people, he wanted us to think about replicating the Liberia Youth Empowerment Program,
Okay.
which was very prevalent during the second term of Madam Salih, providing opportunity for almost 9,000 young people, starting with 3,000, growing up to 9,000 young people, benefiting through direct cash intervention on several different pillars.
Okay.
So he did share the conversation. He had the opportunity when he traveled to Abuja to discuss that with the president now, who was vice president then, and while as vice president, President Bouaka now was the head of the steering committee of that project. So, and the good thing about it, every time you have the opportunity to talk to the now President Bouaka, he can never have a conversation without mentioning young people. So once you talk about empowering young people, you touch his heart. So I think it must touch his heart in these conversations. He convened a meeting of his immediate circle and designated Honorable Molly Kamara, Senior Economic Advisor, to coordinate with heads of SOEs.
Okay.
To see the possibility of supporting the enterprising venture of empowering young people. And most of the heads of SOE, inclusive of the head of NPA, Sekou Dukle, he was the first person who thought that it was belated. He wanted it happening yesterday. So when the Martian contacted him, he said, my check will be ready tomorrow.
Okay. And so these SOEs are giving checks to the process.
Contribution.
And PLC is a lead.
So FPRC initiated the idea, but obviously implementation is in the hands of the local government, specifically heads of cities, including the Painesville City Corporation, Monrovia City Corporation, Broward City Corporation. These are the three major cities we are targeting for the project, and the chair of the steering committee is not the MD.
Okay.
So even though he's been very innovative and he's been putting resources, but his thing was, like Prince Johnson said, sometimes people don't like for Prince Johnson to be quoted, but there's some positive things about him, regardless of those who disagree with the way he conducted himself at some point in time. There are some positive attributes. And one of them was when he made the famous statement that the gun that liberated, the gun that liberated people cannot rule. That's a very powerful, awesome, selfless statement.
But so, he was also he wanted to rule because he would contest as president.
I don't have that fast. He did not want to rule by power of the gun. Yeah. So, but the thing is, the MD was open to say, let's have a conversation with the broader spectrum of actors across the country. Considering this is a solid waste initiative, it is just best that the local government, especially those in the sanitation program who have the technical expertise lead. And Liberia has one of its best in urban planning.
Okay.
Sitting at the Painesville City.
Okay, you mean Bestman?
Bestman. He's distinguished himself, very knowledgeable about urbanization. And he comes with a strong practical and theoretical background in the sector. So everything you see happening, the beautiful things happening, he's the chair.
Yeah, because sometimes he was engaged in, he wanted to get involved in rural electrification during the weird time. He was always engaged to get to money capture on that matter.
That is his passion. So he's the guy providing the overall advisory of the project. I'm providing direct supervision of the secretariat, making sure things get done, and reporting to the steering committee that he chairs. With LPRC co-chairing the steering committee, we have the Monrovia City Corporation, the steering committee, and other actors from SOEs. So far, we have got the full cooperation from NPA, like I said. Mr. Dukley has committed that for as long as he sits at the NPA, he is going to ensure that his biannual contribution is made to empower young people. We received his first contribution. As a matter of fact, his entity was.
Do you want to disclose
obviously, it's public information.
Okay.
The initial concept was that July and December of every month is a very busy time, and then you have a lot of the young people idle, the criminal rate, crimes, increase across the country. So we wanted this thing to be a July-December thing from our standpoint, looking at the SOE support. So the appeal was that each of these SOE contribute a minimum of 30,000 in July and 30,000 in December.
Okay.
That's the minimum. Okay. Between 30 to 50,000. So that was the start. This should have been for December, but then planning takes time. And under the government of Liberia financial management system, before any institution spend money, there must be an account open and approved by the Ministry of Finance through the accounting and controller and accounting general. So we had to do that. We managed to get our accounts for the project open with tripartite signatory coming from the Ministry of State, PCC, and LPRC. That account was approved. Then we have to communicate that information to the SOE. And I can probably say that even though the idea was conceptualized and introduced by LPRC, but the first money to start up this effort came from NPA.
Okay. So how many SOEs are we talking about? How many?
So we got commitment from 7 SOE to do a minimum of 30,000.
Okay.
Even if they were to pay the minimum of 30,000, we did a budget of 210,000 to roll out, and then we can.
Is that the first phase, right?
Yes. Initiate the first phase, see the impact it's going to make, talk to the government to see how they can replicate it, because we're introducing it and then we're going to do biannual contribution at SOEs. That was our intention.
Okay.
So far, we've received full payment from 4 entities. NPA was the first, followed by LPRC, then TES, CBL. CBL is supporting this initiative, thanks to Honorable Henry Samuel, who I think his passion for young people far exceed most of his successors. So CBL has done that. Maritime, of course, a fairly young man, a colleague of ours, Dito Lai, has made good his contribution. And they have all done 30,000 across the board. So the first 120,000 has been deposited. We do expect another 90,000 from NASCA, LEC, and LTA. That has not come yet.
Okay. But you are very optimistic it will come.
They make commitment. The Marshal takes the lead on mobilizing the fund.
Okay.
Honorable Molly Kamara has been on the lands, making sure that happens, because it's very important to, keeping this program running and empowering young people. So I want to say a special thanks to Molly Kamara and Madam Georgette Gray. She's a very quiet person there in the mansion, the deputy business manager, but she's very forceful. She's helping me hit the doors. I want to say thanks in a special way. I know they will make good their contribution. However, we've been able to smartly do our budget so that we don't get in trouble. For the month of March, even though we had a commitment for 210, we did a budget that will allow us to spend up to 150.
Okay.
And take care of all of our costs and make sure we pay these young people. Those of us on the secretariat, as head of secretariat, do not get paid by the project, because I get paid as a consultant at LPRC. So I don't take two income.
Okay.
So I went for this project pro bono at no cost to the project, because if I were to put my cost in the project, it will cost the project at least 5 to 6K a month for my service, So and then they will increase the demand, they will increase the financial demand of the project. So we're doing pro bono. Most of us, myself, Honorable Alfonso Belle, Honorable James Brown, work with my River City Corporation, Madam Catherine Satya, work with the Ministry of States. So we have a lot of people from different agencies helping to make this work on the secretariat who are not being paid by the project. We provide small supplement for gasoline.
Okay. But I want to ask Mr. Grisby. Now, you said this project you're talking about July and December, meaning that you provide the services for the month of July and pause it, and the December comes?
That was the, so from the SOE standpoint, we wanted to make biannual contribution. That was our intent. From a government standpoint, the president wants a project that is sustained, prolonged, intentional in empowering young people. So the Marshal has made requests for us to convey through the Senior Economic Advisor, Molly Kamara, our plan for a sustained program, which we are doing in consultation with the Ministry of Youth and Sport. So that long-term, short to medium-term plan is being finalized. I'm sure by tomorrow or so, it will be conveyed to the Marshal. I've got some very good words that the president believes this project should not be a one-month project. Okay. Yeah. So when more funds are made available, I'm going to communicate that to the public. But the prospect of continuation is very high.
Now, how do you vet these young people? From where do you get them? How are they vetted?
The first phase of the project has our target is Moserado County. For month 1, we have budgeted to do 800 people. For March, we broadcasted our desire to have applicants join the project, because most of them don't know as SOE. These are corporate money. These are entities owned by the people of Liberia. They are, we have the Unity Party-led government, but it's the government. When you become government, you're for everybody. Yeah. You're for Unity Party people. You're for CDC people. You're for all the party people. So it is an egregious infringement for us to take SOE money to do any political party program, because these institutions belong to the people of Liberia. Yeah. So the first benchmark for this project was that the money has been received by us will be used to benefit all Liberians. And we needed to clearly show that the program was apolitical. That means a non-political intervention for all Liberians. Okay. So we communicated that. On the 21st of February, we sent out an announcement requesting submission of application to 7 points in Moserado. Okay. We have SKD as one of the points. We have Pinsville City Corporation. We have Monrovia City Corporation. We have LPRC Security Boot. We have the Borough of Newtown. We have Ghannasville. These were the different, and Broadville.
All right, you announced that on the radio.
Yes, on the 21st of February, we had it play on several radio stations, broadcasted on the website of all of the implementing institutions. The deadline for application was 28th February. By 5 p.m. 28th February, we had received a little over 8,600 applications.
And you needed how many persons?
Our target in month 1 was 800.
800.
We closed application.
8,000.
I'm coming.
8,000 plus.
So let me make this point. We closed application on Friday. Saturday, there were people still dropping application at the venue where we had closed application.
So there's a need for more job space.
I'm coming. We communicated with the people not to receive application, But for instance, the folks in the borough of Kutown, they demanded that the governor take their application, or they will have, they will have reacted differently. So the governor called, we said, we're not taking application anymore. The governor said, yes, but if there's no way I will not accept the application, because if I don't accept the application, the reactions will be different. Yeah. So we realized that after the deadline, between Saturday to Monday, they were able to receive almost 7,000 additional applications.
Wow.
So the cumulative application was exceeded 15,000. And we needed 800. So the elimination method was all the applications that came after Friday, we zeroed them off for it. We did not even include them. So we zeroed the application after the deadline.
So what were you looking for in the application?
Good. The program is intended for out-of-school youth. So it was basically a young person, 15 years and above, who's available, willing to work between 7:30 to 12. We're not very particular on education, because we know there are many programs targeting school-going young people, but there are very few programs targeting young people who are considered wayward, who are considered, not letter, because it's sometimes the perception is, our program should target people who have got something to contribute. But this program is intended to allow even those who feel they have nothing to contribute to know that there's a space for them in the governance process. And the basic requirement was you must be willing to work. You must abide by our code to say that during the program you will be very obedient, you will be respectful, you will refrain from protest, violence in your community, because this is a behavior change intervention to keep the young people busy and ensure that they engage positively over the period of our engagement. So these were the basic requirements. For supervisor, of course, those who apply with bachelor degree and above, we obviously place them in one category. And the only way we could take 800 from 8,000 plus was through a lottery process. Because
every 1,000 is 100.
I'm coming because, for instance, we saw how the Realize project, the impact, and many other projects from the World Bank was done. And that's the method we are intended to use initially. For the World Bank Youth Project, they will go to the community. If they want 20 young people in West Point, they will take a bucket with maybe 200 tickets or more than that. Only 20 jobs will be in the bucket. And people will go to select. The 20 people who will select job will be the 20 they will deploy. That is the method we have. If you look at our project concept document, that is what we wanted to do. But then when we realized what we wanted and the demands that were coming up, we knew that to go to the community, it would have been very chaotic. For instance, in Nikutan, from our deployment plan, we needed around 52, 53 people. But Nikutan alone, those that applied before the deadline was over 1,000. How can you go to the borough of Kutan to say from 1,000 plus applicants, you want to take 55? How will you leave from the borough?
Oh, grab your head.
So we say, okay.
They will have
yeah, we have to file. Morava Senate Corporation. In the Morava area, we wanted around 250 people. We said we'll take 250 people. We got 2,900 plus applicants that apply within time. So the best thing to do was do a visual lottery. And then people can see from their homes the selection process. So we hired the service of Spoon FM and TV. We hired the service of Passy TV. We had the MCC TV, the PCC TV, and we had the process of selection broadcasted for almost 4 to 5 hours. That was the only way we felt the people who were seeing the exercise could have confidence in us to know that we are doing random selection. There are two ways you can do the lottery program. There's a computer software program where you just do random selection from the names in the computer. So that is the process we wanted to have done. But you know how it is, people and skepticism. So we elected that on the live TV, we'll do the manual process where all those who apply with their ticket for them. And you will see the people cutting the ticket on the live TV. They were, we have multiple support, almost 25 plus, member of our secretarial support staff. They will cut the ticket, put it in a bucket, and if the Morava City Corporation, all those who apply Morava City Corporation, when they tell you need Jala Griffey, you get a job. So that was the process used.
Okay.
And to say this, let the public know, all of those who apply within time, the 8,600 plus, we were only, based on the available money, we were only able to recruit 10.5%, approximately 11%. So every 10 person that apply, we took one.
All right. Now, so what happens in the next phase?
Good.
Now, will you bring the same group of people this time around, or will you bring new set of people? In that event, if somebody who works on this program now in the first phase, if he or she applies again, can you say to that person?
Good. So, one of the important things we did today, we have the database of all those who apply, and we kept that database because we know the president and the government intention for young people. We know that the president wants a bigger program that will target these young people who are willing, available, and ready to work. So all the 8,600 people who apply in time, we have the database with your name, your contact number, your home address, and all the details. Why did we do that? We did that because in the second month, we expect to go to our database using a computerized lottery program to take additional people depending on the number we want. There are also people who obviously will have attendance issue from month 1, which is the month of March. All those who were recruited receive, contract up to March 31st. So we awarded contracts. And the reason why we had to put all these measures in place, we have seen similar program in the past. We have seen how it de-escalated into tension and it erupted to an extent where, there was breakdown. Yeah. And to prevent all of these things, every person recruited got a vest, got a unique identity, had to sign a contract, had to commit to remaining respectful and nonviolent while on the exercise.
How long does a contract stay for?
So the contract award is up to March 31st. All those who are working, the contract will run up to March 31st. As we speak, we're doing the assessment of our attendance record. By this weekend, our supposed to our 25 people will be queuing in our database attendance record for decision making on our payroll. We expect to publish our payroll between Monday to Wednesday of next week, so that those who have problem that they show up to work, they're not captured on the payroll, or whoever have issue can raise that with us. Okay. So that payroll should be up now later.
So you think a daily attendance?
Obviously, yes. We do have 16 regions across the country. We have supervisors assigned to this region, and then we have volunteers doing the work.
So it's not just a Maserati-based program.
As at now, it is not intended to be a Maserati program. As at now, the 900 people deploy. So we intended to deploy 800. We had to deploy 900, and we had to make special exception for Monrovia, Pinsville, and Broadway City, which was 100. We realized that as a result of the kind of random selection we're doing, you have to deploy tools. And if you take all 900 random people, you need administrative supervision in the cities. So the city corporation came after us, said, but if you will just take your 800 people and we don't have people who understand this work, who are recommended by our city, then you're not collaborating with us. So I got the blessing and permission from the steering committee to recruit additional 100 who we budgeted for exclusively from the city to help with general supervision and the safeguarding of all of the tools we deploy on the field. So that's why it is 900, And all these 900 people, we intend to pay them between the 28th and the 31st of March. That is why by Monday to Wednesday, we want our payroll to be ready. We will make sure our payroll is published, Do
they come to one center to be paid, or all the areas they are working? If you're in Pins, you go to Pins Town Hall.
Nobody go anywhere for payment.
You send it to your account.
Nobody go anywhere for payment. For this exercise, every person on our payroll is going to be paid through mobile money through the bank.
Okay.
We're publishing the payroll and asking the public to look at the payroll when published. If there's any duplication of a mobile money number, flag it. If there's any duplication of name, flag it. We intend to run a transparent process that will put $96,000 in the hands and phones of people beginning next week, Saturday. We think this is a way of injecting into the economy, multiplying happiness, reducing sadness, reducing trauma and stress, and increasing the potential.
You didn't give the direct answer to the question I asked earlier about what will you do in the next phase? Will you bring new people on board, or will you maintain the same people?
So you asked multiple questions. So I wanted to be clear on the one of payments, but then to the one of next phase. So those who work this phase, we expect that there are some people from our attendance record who show up for all of the days and have good word from the supervisor that they did well. We are obviously going to roll these people over.
Okay.
Obviously going to roll them over. Those who took the exercise very seriously, came to work every day and get recommended by the supervisor to continue. With the availability of funds, we are going to roll them over.
So if someone doesn't come to work 1 or 2 days, will you cut the money?
We don't intend to cut money, but we don't intend to continue with people who did not come to work for more than 4 days in a month.
Now that you have many people who applied because you were looking for some numbers, and
Yes.
the numbers were women.
Yeah.
So what will you go back into that database
There will
and
be-
pick up new people, or will you also go now and make new announcements for new people to come on board?
For the month of April, there will be no new announcement. We'll go back to the database to ensure that, depending on it, I don't know what number we want for April. I'm having a meeting with the office of the president through his advisor, his designator. They will determine based upon the availability of funds whether we want to do the same 900, whether we want to increase it to 1,500. So whatever the decision that is made, I will communicate it to the public. But if we have to stay within the number of 900, obviously we'll refer to our database. In the future, I'm sure between now and July, there will be some other announcement about intervention nationwide.
Okay.
Conversations are ongoing. We're getting very good voice, but we cannot communicate what has not been concretized. What I know of is we do have the money to pay those who are volunteering now. By the 31st of March, their contract will terminate. They will return all of our equipment in the possession. Those who will continue based upon their tenant record and recommendation will be communicated to and receive new contracts in April, not beyond the 5th. And those who were not selected in the first round, based upon the available spaces, there will be a random process of selection for those in the database of 8,600. And those who will be new people selected will be communicated to. There are testimony of people who never thought they could be selected for this exercise. If you took your mark on the street now to talk to people, a lot of people got randomly selected. They never believed they were being selected, given the nature of the politics in the country and the way things are done. But we are happy that we are doing it to the satisfaction of the public.
Okay. So what happens at the end of this phase? Will the SOEs commit new monies into this project, or the money they have collected before at this point will still be used?
So obviously we are running a surplus budget for month one.
Okay.
We are going to spend, from what I know on my balance sheet, we are going to spend up to 60-70% of the budget in month one. So we'll still be left with around a little over 30% of the budget. We are talking to new institutions to join to support. We had a very fruitful meeting with the Road Fund. We intend to hold discussion with NOCAR. There are conversations as well ongoing, and we intend to reach out to Water and Sewer and NAFA and many other institutions. As the envelope increases, this is a government initiative.
Come on board.
As the envelope increases, our desire to do more, will happen. The bigger project, when the funding are available, will be talked about. Our intention is not just to get people doing sanitation, but if you were to travel across the country, our country is in a bad state. Not because those in the city and the municipality are not working, they are seriously working. We need to do more with the city ordinances, but we have a bigger challenge. The bigger challenge is that the temporary facility for the holding of waste can no more, take the kind of waste we are producing across the cities to the extent that it has lived the usefulness. It's existed, and the place was closed almost a decade ago.
Okay. I will ask you two questions. Then we'll have the line open for the guys to participate on the show. Let me welcome man Anderson Patrick Era Dukley. Good afternoon, Jala. I'm watching live from Monrovia. Ambassador Delino Roosevelt Ziowe Senior. Good afternoon, Voice of Liberia. I'm following live from a District 15 resident. While Colinas Green has joined us. Bolton Gawe. Good afternoon, Jala. I'm Bolton Gawe, following from Tokate, Nima County. Whenever I hear the voice I actually think about ELBC days. Thanks for the program, he says. Ruben Kane, welcome. James Camo, welcome from, he said, James Camo following closely from Broadway City Corporation. Wow, I'm to wonder you guys are also implementing some of the projects. James Camo, welcome. Asata Miller. Good afternoon, Mr. Grayfield and Brother George. I'm watching live from Rare. Good to be on the show, she says. Asata Miller never misses a show. She's always on. John Sumo, good afternoon, Mr. Griffith, following you from Bopol City. Keep your messages coming. I'll read them for you. And so I was asking about decentralizing the program. You're talking about if there's surplus. No surplus will come after engaging all of these stick actors. I mean, the new SOEs you're talking about, NOCAR, the road ones and others. So what do you think about decentralizing activities?
So we have a unique concept for national youth empowerment across the country. We believe the president is the John Major of the vision, and we've compiled a concept that the president will communicate to the people, because we voted for the president. The voice of the president, statement from the president, a policy statement. In the last 2 cabinet meetings, the president has intentionally and deliberately said youth empowerment cannot be just a lip service conversation. People must be intentional about job creation for young people. So as technicians, our role, we do the thinking, we do the innovation, and share with the office of the president that which we think would he support, the inspiration and aspiration of young people. We fast accelerate. So there's a whole package. I think there will be an exclusive conversation for discussion. The roadmap to the 14 counties. Okay. What I said from every time I think about it, it brings smile. They're just simple things to give people income. Chara, you go to Tottenham High today, visit the campus, ask the administrator there, what's the room where they keep all the chairs that have issue? So the other one, the arm has issue, the foot has issue. You will see sometimes the whole gymnasium will be filled with these kind of chairs. Under the National Youth Empowerment Program, we're trying to look at it differently. If we have to put money every year buying armchairs, spending thousands of dollars, what can we do with maintenance in the school? So in Maserati, for instance, in a hub, whatever hub that we will develop with support of the president, we want to have young people who go for their training. And these young people will be assigned. So Tottenham, for instance, you have an assigned carpenter, chief carpenter at Tottenham. That is his job. We provide to him on our program maybe $125. But at Tottenham, every time there's a broken chair with the arm or foot, his obligation is to make the request. We supply what he needs, get the chair fixed. We invoice Tottenham High, get something to sustain our program. Okay. Think about the schools across the country. There's some private schools start to come to our program for us to send chief carpenter assigned to their school, and they even make a minimum contribution. Think about one chief carpenter being assigned to every school. How many jobs we've created? We want to do that with those in the pit soil industry. Have hundreds of them provide for us, materials that can be used for building in the county and construction. Have a hub where the county authorities and offices, we can make locally made produce by these young people, sell them to local authority and sustain young people empowerment. We are looking into the agriculture, youth agriculture program. If you were to cook now your topogi and you want to go,
cook your pambota.
Yeah, you run to a red light. Yeah. We are looking at a future where on the National Youth Service Program, you can browse on our website. You can go to our youth agriculture program. You can see any of our animal husbandry and poultry farms. You make a demand to buy a goat. We can even let you see the pictures of the goat. Okay. You pay for it.
I won't get a fish. So
that's what we want to do. We want to put many more young people to work, not just doing the same.
These are innovations. Innovations.
We develop a compact for this intervention.
Thank you, Mr. Maxwell.
We're going to put more people to job.
Tigro Maxwell Grisby II is the head of secretariat, SOE Youth Empowerment Project. Let me welcome Anthony Vanwan Jr. To the show. He watches us from Johnsonville at the Jesse Lodge there. Mr. Samuel Vanwan, welcome. Kupa Pastor, where are you, my man? They say you declare asset, the money they took from you, they take it by account or pay. They say one child, one chair.
You see? So if our program on now, we'll be providing a chair.
One child, one chair. Kupa Pastor, I play your money going. I carry her way by, eh? Where is Councillor Pearl Brown Boo? A meeting with that woman is not a waste. She's a reservoir of knowledge. That's the pearl bamboo. How are you this afternoon? Star 79 and star 90 hash. Play with 200 LD and win $10,000 this Thursday afternoon. Star 79 and star 90 hash. Play with 200 LD and win $10,000. This is Satumba in Dobao, Nima County. David E. Harris, good afternoon, Jala. I'm following the broadcast from Benson Street, Monrovia. The lines are not open. 0773 419 502 0555 Talk to Master Grisby, the head of Secretariat. We have the first caller here. Hello, welcome. Good afternoon.
Yeah, thanks. My name is Michael Gutumo.
Okay.
I appreciate your guests for the analysis and for sharing initiatives. I think necessary in empowering the young people. There will be serious facelift towards improvement of their life, at least for the kind of short term. So, self-initiative sponsor by state-owned enterprise. Some of us, we are supporting the process.
Okay.
Following. That is the reason we regularly follow the people. Sometimes we appear and on social media. To push the kind of debate. These are things that we need. But our concern, we sit down, the people have made a statement, in fact, when there's coming to be a unity party thing, they're coming to be part of it. And then the unity party must have come to youth congress, press statement. How do you see about that press statement that comes from the unity party must have come to chapter?
Okay. Thank you. Let's take the next caller. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Augustus Arayaba. I'm calling from the Police Academy community.
Okay.
I just joined your program and overheard something about the sanitation. So it drew my attention more to the program.
Okay, well, you want to ask a question?
I think the discussion is centered around this youth service delivery something initiative where Honorable Grace is talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is
I'm
into this sanitation program. You were talking about the only thing that we have where discharge waste is as a lifespan in their poor lifespan is granted is true. But then what are we doing to that sector to ensure that the sector reform government management to the private entity?
Thank you.
Because most of us that are involved with this indoor plants is not like what is happening within our sector. The innovation in the sector is not being supported by government.
Okay.
Innovation in the sector, the recycling activities, those are all things that can help to reduce.
All right. Thanks a lot. We have a lot of calls coming in. Let me take this. Our friend, a visually impaired man, he wants to have a question asked. Hello, Ruben. What's your phone name? Ruben, reduce that monitor behind you there.
My name is Ruben Jiniaka.
Okay.
Yes, so I want to ask Honorable Gracie a question, right? Talking about youth empowerment and the SOE, he the boss for that. I got a credible information that the disabled people they are left there out. The first room was requested for 100, and he said no. So I want to know what the state of the disabled people.
You wanted to give you special dispensation?
Yeah?
You wanted to give you special dispensation the whole day?
Besides that, the pastor power each other, but each side the kind of thing that when they come out, they can always leave up. And the credible information I'm getting from the youth coordinator for Ruo, Mr. Gravy, are leaving the two people out. So what is this whole fit in the program?
Okay, he will answer the question. This is a very delicate question, and I like how you place it. Mr. Grisby will answer the question. Hello, welcome to the next caller. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good evening, John Grayfield. How you doing?
Good afternoon. Is that Joseph Freeman?
Yeah, you got Joseph Freeman.
Joseph, I've not talked to you a long time, but I still know the voice after all these years.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Brothers observing the month of Ramadan. Let me say good afternoon to my brother and Grayfield. You know, Jala, let me say this. I have no doubt when it comes to this brother, I don't have to be, where he is, whatsoever. I don't care for that. I care about Liberia. I followed this brother from the Ministry of Finance at Million Tax Director. It was perfect, actually. Let's be frank. At that time, we the same finance ministry. Seriously.
So where are you now? Where do you work now, Jusu? Where do you work now?
No, I'm a self-employed. I'm trying to create something for me and my family. I'm not in government. I'm nowhere.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Then I follow him again at a small arm. He personally, I tell you, he's a good brother. When my sister passed of Kula Kamara in Province, he was there up to the burial at Zion, Fall River, Fensita. He's a good brother.
Okay.
So I have no doubt about he taking care of this particular program. I believe that he's the worker for the young, because you always have a passion for the young people to grow.
Thank you.
Other thing what the young people to do, other thing you don't want to see that you want to empower them if you got the strength. And I pray for.
Okay, Jusu, thanks so much. The next caller, welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Griffey.
Good afternoon, sir. What is your name? Where do you come from?
Thank you.
Is that Kwewu?
Yes,
welcome.
Thank you. And let me say good afternoon to Pastor Griffey. Thank you so much, Chief. Thank you for the program. There is one of us at Unity Party saying we have the optimistic, and we are very optimistic, and look that this government will do well. And this was the reason why we brought in President Boakai, because we knew that he would have brought people on board, he would have brought 50 people on board that would have trapped out there in terms of alleviating some poverty or challenges in terms of job creation. And that is the reason why Boakai brought those people that you just named, like the city mayor of Painesville, Driver Best, and others, right? So we must appreciate the government. But from him and this agreement where he say, oh, this is not a unity party money. I say that when you cheat, this is the unity party government SOE form. If anything was to happen by with this form, we will put a negative on unity party. So if it is positive, the unity party must get a positive result.
Thank you, Kwewu. Thank you so very kindly. Ruben say, Mr. Jala, I'm amazed about that nice music from you, man. He says. Morris A.M. Jabate, I'm watching from a CMC corner in Ganta City. David E. Harris, yes, I read your comments. Keep them coming, I'll read them. Keep calling us on 0773-419-502, 0555-184-711, 0773-978-564 for the females to call. That number is exclusively for females, 0773-978-564. But keep calling us and then keep playing the cash giveaway, *79 and *90#, play with 200 and win $10,000. It's a lucky Thursday. The more you play, the more you stand a chance to win a very big money of 10,000. But again, our guys in the counties, Bon County on 90.7 welcome, 89.7 welcome, and 96.7 welcome, and 95.7 welcome. Can we have 2 more calls? Okay, let's go to Grace Bay. I think he wants to provide some answers now.
Okay, so let me say thank you. First question, statement from Maserati Youth Congress. The truth is, there was a statement that did not represent the aspiration of the Maserati Youth Congress. The issue of the statement, I'm sure the party has taken disciplinary measures. That speaks to the fact that it was a unilateral statement, not a statement from the Unity Party. The program I'm running is chaired by the county chair for Maserati. Mr. Bestman is not only the mayor of Painesville, he's also the county chair for the Unity Party in Maserati. So he's the chair of the steering committee. So there's no way the young people in Maserati can be isolated. The waste, the potential for private sector actor in the waste management program, as part of our package, the short to medium term intervention will look at some of the young people who are into very creative and innovative program in the waste sector. Those turning waste to how you call it, the gas that is used for cooking gas. We are looking at the potential in that. Those who utilizing the plastic to do bags and others. We've met some of these creative young people. We are going to hold conversation with you. Once we have the blessing of the president, there will be PPP arrangement where the government actors, those of us managing this initiative, can work with you, find the equipment, find the instruments and other resources that can help expand the things you're doing. So there's potential for partnership. The disability community, there are different phases of our program. The initial phase is more physical. we have limited involvement of the disability community. That is quite unfortunate.
Why you excluding them, or what is it?
Who am I to exclude a group of people who should be included in every facet of our program?
Did any of them apply?
So good. So you have to come to that. We did random selection. We're not selecting.
Yeah, whether you got cited or not.
Yeah. So we did not receive any successful applicant who was, a disabled person. So it's not a deliberate decision.
So basically, when you're giving an contract,
but there must be affirmative measures. I'm a person who believes in affirmative measure. So we will see that as one of the weaknesses of the intervention. Like we made provision for the cities for the compelling reason that they have to monitor our equipment. There must be some compelling decisions made in that direction. So I take note to improve our intervention in the next phase. We recommend to the steering committee for consideration, even if it's just symbolic representation, we will strive to do that. What are the monies, the Unity Party money? If you see some of the other reports coming from SOE under the past government, some of the things that the auditors flagged was the fact that SOE were funding political parties and party programs. These things are in sharp contravention of the laws governing the SOEs. The SOEs belong to the Republic of Liberia and not to any party. It is true this is a unity party government, but these entities must spend their money to benefit all Liberians. The credit for this program will go to the Unity Party. In 2029, Unity Party will use it as some of the achievement. But we, those of us who are controlling the program, must not declare it as a party program. Then it loses, it loses that ability to inspire hope in the general body of young people. We can't lose sight on that. This program is deliberately and intentionally, developed to benefit all of the young people, regardless of the political persuasion. So those who do not belong to the Unity Party cannot say, even though it's a good program, but I'm not a Unity Party person. No.
It's apolitical.
Certainly. Yeah.
All right, so let me take this break. I will come up with Master Grace to give us his parting comment. Let's go this way.
Start making love. I don't just make love. I be stroking it. I be stroking.
This is Clarence Carter, man. He calls this one stroking. Hey, ERU Patrick Kennedy, police commander at the Sokoleh Police Station. How you doing, Patrick? Are you stroking tonight? What type? What kind? And what time of the day do you like to make love?
Before breakfast. Great show. Have you ever made love on a couch? Well, I'm asking this. Have you ever made love on the backseat of a car?
Have you ever made love in the backseat of a car?
One time I made love.
I've been penny many times, man.
And the police came and shined his light on me and said, I'm smoking.
Whoever man with Watson Johnson, man, the man loves to stroke in the backseat of the car. I don't know about Master Grace, man. When he loves stroking, what time of the night he loves it to stroke, man? But let's get this answer question, man. On the test like this, do you have plans to make love? And what time of the night do you like to make love?
How long has it been since you made love?
How long has it been, man? A month or a day? Or did he make love last night? Keep stroking.
Yesterday. Did you make love last week? Did you make love last
Night man, BK Dempster. How are you this afternoon, big man? Night man, BK Dempster. A lot that you make love, guy man. Night man, BK Dempster. Big man.
love? You make it hard, soft, short, and stroking. I be stroking.
I want you to ask a question, right? I see you ask a question, and we'll go to Master for his parting comments.
I be strong. Start making love to my woman. I don't stop until I know she's satisfied.
And when she's satisfied,
I can always tell when she gets satisfied. Because when she gets satisfied, she starts calling my name. She said, "Plans call, plans call, plans call, plans call." Ooh, yeah.
when she gets satisfied, she keeps calling my name. Jala Griffith, Jala Griffith. Ooh, yeah. That's how we're going to end this one. Master, so what you want to leave with the public this afternoon?
I just want to say thank you. It's for me always a pleasure to be here in the studio. Part of what we were doing, we've seen how they put the use of the boot power, very successful force, have incited, instigated violence across the country. Part of our intervention, we are recommending soft power in several different sectors. For instance, the motorcycle sector. We believe the government using soft power will continue to, effect behavior change. And when I say soft power, I mean, for instance, we see the American people through their funds. And we say they are good people.
Mm-hmm.
So part of our concept of the National Youth Empowerment, the Motor and Tricycle Union is a key area for us. We believe when we invest in that sector and can dictate how some of the people who benefit from our program conduct themselves, we can have more change ambassadors. And where there's vacuum created, service can still be provided to our people. So we're using some of these as tools to effect change. A Star is Born, Jala Griffith, you were around, was a tools to expose the talent of young people in this country.
Mm-hmm.
We saw some of the famous successors, Moses Soiree, Nicholas Buga,
the late Soiree.
They came out of talent hunt programs. We cannot
Nicholas
live.
Bohiga, yeah.
We cannot live in this generation and see these things get, face off. So part of the National Youth Empowerment Initiative, we are looking back and trying to see how we spot talent and support it. I want to say thanks to President Bouaka for his commitment to support what we are doing. Thanks to MD Tour and all heads of SOE who have invested the money. While I was in the studio, I just got a notification that LEC has made good their commitment. I just want to say thanks to LEC. And thanks to your station for hosting me. I'm always available.
All right, Master. And next time I call you, we'll be talking about politics, the last time what happened. Let me say welcome to Christian Segway watching us from the Capitol building. That's how we go home this afternoon. Don't go away. George, you will come here to do the draw. But keep playing this cash giveaway, star 79 and star 90 hash. Play with 200 LD and win 10,000 bucks. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Being the nation's heavenly J, Emmanuel Jala Griffith the first. Remember Jala Griffith chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk and never shall we fight. Have a good day from Liberia. I'll see you when you see me again.
Liberia, we're right again.